I was very impressed by the pitch.
Really love seeing all the TKS Ottawa kids.
Really well done. I personally love this space.
What's the incentive for them to sort of choose your technology?
Really very interesting idea.
Really good presentation.
I wake up thinking about work, go to sleep thinking about work, and to what end? I'm under so much pressure. According to a survey conducted by Mental Health America, this is the common thought process of over 75% of people. Personalized medical wearables is a large market that is continuing to expand. Currently, the market size is approximately $30 billion, but is projected to reach $196 billion by 2027. Our current proposed product is a $400 wristband that will monitor and analyze these biomarkers, and the information will be transferred to a mobile app through Bluetooth Low Energy, also known as BLE. Due to the extensive nature of the research process and the capacity of the nanosensors and algorithm, we will also be offering an additional premium version of the app. We want you to understand your body at a molecular level and take advantage of your biological data to make you a better you. Because we envision a world where everyone is optimized to their fullest potential.
Hi, my name is Devinder, and together with my teams, we created a solution to tackle carbon capture. In 2019, the world collectively emitted a record 39.2 gigatons of carbon dioxide. What our planet needs is sequest. Our goal is to sustain the planet through innovation, and we've developed a carbon sequestration solution to do just that. What makes sequest such an interesting prospect is that it has multiple revenue streams. Each one will be able to sequester over 8 million tons of CO2 per year, equivalent to 4 million cars emissions over the same period. With a $50 carbon tax and 10 gigatons of CO2 removed, that's $200 billion in profit per year. We have the low cost, scalable, and economically incentivized carbon capture solution humanity desperately needs.
Hi, I'm Kim, and with my team, we are working to solve the problem of nutrient deficiencies. We are developing a product that will impact over 2 billion people. What if I told you that billions of people are making food mistakes every day that are costing their lives? Around the world, 1 in 3 people suffer from micronutrient deficiencies, meaning that they do not have the vitamins and minerals that their bodies need to function properly. 92% of Americans are micronutrient deficient, and nutritional deficiencies are responsible for 20% of all maternal deaths and 45% of child deaths. At Nutrix, our vision is to create a world where no one is nutritionally deficient. In order to edit crops to have increased amounts of each vitamin, we will use CRISPR Prime to give sweet potato cells an enzyme that contains the guide molecule and the DNA of our desired molecule. It will be significantly larger, around $10.5 billion in profit every year when we factor in the other crops. With Nutrix, we can help stop world hunger and introduce a world where everyone has the nutrients they need to thrive.
Hi, my name is Jelena, and with my team, Michael and Nazor, we focused our project on battery charging. There are 3.8 billion smartphones in the world. We all know that charging sucks. The current solutions to charging devices still aren't too effective. This is where Riptic's wireless charger comes in. Our solution would consist of a small device that would plug into the charging port of your phone and would charge it through the use of 5G radio frequency waves. These RF waves are the same radio waves that your phone uses all the time to send and receive information such as your data. The biggest telecommunication companies are projecting that their 5G networks will be fully active by 2023 and 2024. Which is when our product will be able to scale exponentially around the world. Riptic isn't just a moonshot for phone chargers. The applications of our technology are endless. An example of an application would be electric cars. A typical full cycle charge would be 8 hours long. But with this technology, you would never have to charge your car ever again. So as long as your device has access to the worldwide 5G network, we, Riptic, can charge it. Thank you.
I'm Taman, this is my group, and today we will be presenting to you concrete that can breathe using bacteria. Every year, humans emit 45 billion tons of CO2 into the atmosphere. That's 360 times the mass of Manhattan City. What's stopping us from just taking it right back out? And what should we use to do so? Well, why not the material we produce the most every single year at 33 billion tons? That's right, concrete. Introducing Zephyr, the company that will make cement powder, the main ingredient of concrete, such that it is capable of photosynthesis, allowing buildings to continuously extract CO2 from the air while still being cheaper than all other competitors. This will allow the bacteria to absorb hydrogen gas readily available in the atmosphere as a source of energy as opposed to sunlight. This water either 1, evaporates, or 2, is recycled back for the next round of the process. Therefore, we have no toxic byproducts. Every day, 13,000 new buildings are built. After all, there's a reason why we call our city skylines concrete jungles. If we're gonna call them jungles, we're gonna make them earn that name. Thank you.
Hello judges, my name is Zawar Lee, and today we're talking about cow farts. Surprisingly, 284 million tons of methane are emitted from the livestock sector each year, which represents 14.5% of all man-made greenhouse gases. And the fact that methane cannot be recycled. What we at Seafeed propose is utilizing a type of seaweed, Asparagopsis taxiformis, as a feed additive for cows, which was proven to reduce the methane content in belching by over 99% when replacing merely less than 2% of a cattle's diet without having any harmful effects on the cattle. Not only is our solution capable of decreasing the same amount of greenhouse gases that cars emit, but it is also a highly profitable business model at 77%. I hope for a future where cows will be able to fart without causing any problems.
The other hardware devices which are already in the market to adopt this sensor, like what's the technological limitation there?
How are we going to keep that long-term defensible, right? In the startup/VC space, we call those moats. Going forward, how do you compound them over time?
Great presentation, Devinder. I'm happy to see you guys got connected with the planetary hydrogen folks. Actually, the CEO, Mike, is a good friend of mine. How is this process different than what the folks are doing in Halifax?
A deficiency really, and does it kill?
What are some of the risks that this company has, right? Like, what are some of the ways that it could be killed? And
First of all, congratulations on the pitching and the simplicity of the deck and the narrative. I also like the fact that you actually used something that would be seen as a perceived immaturity of the marketplace as an advantage to say that gives time to test and refine. What are your thoughts on the fact that humans might be fearful already of radiation, and now you're talking about transposing energy through 5G? So how would you address that objection?
I really like this idea, and as a founder, I would probably be excited to build something like this.
Tell me a little bit about your team's technical expertise that gives you all an unfair advantage.
what's sort of the economic incentives for the construction companies to use these things?
Are there any competitors for you in this area? What are they doing and how are you a bit different?
How do you see your total addressable market being eaten up by your synthetic meat companies?
We're using as a nanosensor is what you call GFET, and that can detect things such as cortisol, glucose, cytokines, and various other things as well.
Got it. That makes sense.
For every 1 ton of hydrogen gas that we produce, 66 tons of carbon dioxide is captured because we're using both of the reactions. For every 1 ton of hydrogen gas they produce, they only sequester 44 tons of carbon dioxide. And using our method, it's able to be achieved at much lower energy expenditure compared to those.
The construction industry is basically responsible for 20% of all CO2 emissions in the world. And around 48 countries in the world have already implemented carbon tax in some form. So they're going to start being dinged like crazy on that. So we're like, hey, we have these concrete things that just suck in a lot of CO2. Why don't you just buy that? And it's cheaper. And also you can just really avoid a lot of taxes from that.
Since we're economically incentivized by farmers to buy from us most of the market share of the sweet potato and also the general crop industry.
Iron deficiencies are actually cause 20% of all maternal deaths, and then also 45% of people die, especially people who are under the age of 5, and this can cause multiple health effects as well.
Nutrient delivery in the Western world with food is just such a complex problem to solve, and I think this is actually very interesting, especially for developing economies. As was previously mentioned, it's really a unique and simple solution to a very complex problem.
Actually, that's a fantastic question. We've actually thought a lot about the fear factor of 5G, also the possible health risks. We've done a ton of research in that field, and also we've talked to PhDs that have validated and confirmed that there are no risks.
For regulatory risks, it's the FDA, USDA, and the EPA. We want to do a lot of testing and trials before even getting to market. There's a 10-month period with the FDA that we work with them so that we can ensure that our product is going to be safe.
We've spoken with some PhDs from the Georgia Institute of Technology, and they're doing something very similar for a bit of validation on our actual product and the implementation of it. We filed patents in both Canada and the United States. Through that process, we learned a lot about the situation.
I actually love this idea. I think sustainable farming is actually one of the most important problems that we need to solve in the next 20 years.
Definitely a company I would love to dig deep in from an investment perspective for sure.
The judges' winner of the 2021 Ottawa Moonshot is Seafeed. Seafeed, you have won the Ottawa Moonshot. You have $750,000 allocated towards your company. So congratulations, that is awesome.
I love the low-hanging fruit. There's a lot of good quality pitches here. I was very impressed by the pitch of the battery charging remote with 5G company, like natural pictures and incredible. But the thing that really is amazing with Seafeed, right, is like, it sounds like a no-brainer, low-hanging fruit that maybe the whole world has overlooked and that will have a great impact. And that's what's very interesting about that.
Awesome pitches by everyone. Really love seeing all the TKS Ottawa kids after so long. So awesome work. Love the presentation from Zephyr and Nutrix. I think like really great moonshot thinking, guys. Like there's definitely viability. You guys should keep kind of like looking deeper into that idea and exploring that. I think the world definitely needs those type of things. And great presentation by RepTech. I love the positioning and storytelling. You guys got it there from a startup pitch. Maybe consider like applying to YC, and feel free to like email me if you guys want to chat about like building that company further.
It was a better deck than my pitch for my $5 million raise.
100%. Like that was an amazing deck.
Yeah, Salone was messaging me, like he was DMing me throughout the presentation, like, what? This is insane. This is crazy. I hope Salone and I hope to any of the judges left that your impression of TKS is not just some kids.